Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam amma ba'd. Ahabati fillah, Sheikh Saleh ibn Abdullah bin Humaid, Hafidhullah Ta'ala, one of the major scholars here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He said a beautiful and profound statement, and if we reflect upon it, and this is why I do advise trying your best to really see how the major scholars deal with issues, how they advise the people, because a lot of times their general statements, there is so much immense benefit. It would hill kathir min mushkilatina. It would cure a lot of our problems. But it's amazing that the students of knowledge who are leading communities, who are looked up to by so many people, who have such prominent positions and status in the eyes of the people, it's as if they miss so much of the kalam of the major scholars. And this especially, I mean, this is for the Salafis. This is not for Ahl Bidah, because Ahl Bidah, they have their own scholars. They don't even care what we're doing, mostly, except for the Takfiris and those who are closer to us. But most of them, they don't care. They have their own Ikhwani scholars. They have their own Takfiri scholars. The Sufis could care less about what we're doing. They just want us to leave them alone. But Ahl Sunnah, from what we see from our du'at in the West, especially in the UK and especially in America, I can't speak for France, but I don't think there's any difference, whether it's Belgium, Sweden, France, Holland, whether it's in Ethiopia, it just doesn't matter. Listen to this profound statement. He said, نحن نشتغل أوقاتنا بمتابع فراغ الآخرين. He said, we spend our time following up what other people do in their free time. Now, when we look at that statement, think about a lot of our fitna that is taking place between Ahl Sunnah in this time, and between some of the Hizbis and Ahl Sunnah. We see that brothers are making videos, brothers are spending their time going back. This has been going on for years, going over tapes and books, striving to find some mistake of an individual, letting us know that we spend our time, instead of beneficial ilm, instead of fiqh, instead of teaching the people for those who are in positions to teach, instead of setting the example for those who should be setting the example, we spend our time going over our brother's mistakes, searching, hiding to spy upon every lecture, every tweet. Now, especially with the social media, every social media post, we're looking to find a mistake, twisting. And I'm going to give you just one example which should suffice us. Look at all the controversy around our brother Dr. Tahir Wyatt. I could not believe, I was shocked. I heard his monopolizing Salafiyah, and I thought it was fantastic because he spoke the truth of what has been going on for years, 20 years at least. The people twisted that, and I don't believe these are people of ilm. I don't know who they are who made this video criticizing and saying there was a likeness between Yasir. That was the most ibtal of batil. That was the most false of falsehood, and the most innovated, twisted misconceptions of what the man said. And you cannot take the truth out of something because you want to make a likeness or tashbih from the kalam of someone, a person of bid'ah. So this was a nasty deception, and those people who follow that, what can you say to them? Because in fact, it illustrates that they have an ignorance of the religion. That's it. There's just no other way to look at it. You can't say, oh, they were deceived. Yeah, they're deceived because of their ignorance. And so what I would say is that if we don't begin to look at our own mistakes, find ways to bridge the gaps between Ahl Sunnah, or at least leave each other's honor alone, then you're just going to continue to do more damage than good. This is the case of many of the mubtadi'een. And so we don't want to follow their sunnah. The people of innovation, they do more harm than they do good. يعني يفسد أكثر من ما يصلح. They cause more damage to the dawah than they do in bringing good. And no one wants to be of Ahl Fasad. No one wants to be, as Sheikh Sulaiman al-Rahili said, Qitta Turq, to be of those people who cut off the people from the dawah of Ahl Sunnah. Here we're talking about Salafiyah. This is the dawah to Ahl Sunnah. This is our claim. That we're saying this is the dawah to Ahl Sunnah. This is the dawah to Haqq. This is the dawah away from Ahl Bid'ah. We say this. But are we illustrating that? Are we showing that we have a superior moral code, a superior example in how we deal with one another, a good example in how we deal with Ahl Bid'ah? Are we refuting Ahl Bid'ah? How many videos and how many books of the Sufis are we going through to refute their shubahat? How many exposés of all of these various groups and people who go untouched? But instead, you want to focus on Tahir, Wyatt? You want to focus on this one and you want to focus on this one? People from Ahl Sunnah, known for khair, known for their alaqah ma'al ulama, known for their relations with the ulama, known for bringing the ulama to you? Is there insanity after insanity? So that shows that either I still have husn al-dhan, that it's not a conspiracy of Hizbis doing this. I just think some of our brothers of Ahl Sunnah, maybe personal jealousies, all kind of personal shakhsiyah gets in there. He doesn't get down with our program, he doesn't get down with our clique. There's various causes of Hizbiyah that creep in there for reasons why someone would attack someone from Ahl Sunnah. But I still have husn al-dhan that it's not just pure cultism, pure hizbiyah, pure hatred of the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and those people who perhaps fit the description of the awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if someone is calling to the sunnah, then of course they are someone who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. If Allah what did the Prophet ﷺ said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, man yuridullahu bihi khayran yafaqqahu fi din. Whenever Allah wants good for a person, He gives them understanding of the religion. That means Allah loves Ahl Fiqh. That means Allah loves Ahl Sunnah and Ahl Fiqh from Ahl Sunnah. So if someone is Sunni, someone is Salafi, and they're calling to Kitabillah wa Sunnatu Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa fiqh fi deen, then that's dalil that Allah loves them. And then you want to go and belittle them. So you have to ask yourself, whose side are you on? Awliya of Rahman or Awliya Shaitan? Are you from trying to be from the supporters of the Most Merciful or the supporters of the Shaitan? And we ask Allah the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Anything I said that was correct from Allah Azza wa Jal, anything and everything that I said that was incorrect from myself and the Shaitan. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. And may Allah guide us all to the sawab.